Well, I thought we'd take a quick peek at another one of our theme gardens. This is the Anything But Green garden, and it features plants with foliage that's just that. We have foliage colors here that are just about any color you can imagine except for green. Now, there are several reasons that foliage would be a color different than green. Of course, most of our leaves that we think about are green because of the chlorophyll that's in them that helps leaves to manufacture the food that the plants need. However, there are several variations on that, and right here we've got one of the reasons that a plant would appear to be a different color. This is our Post Castle Artemisia, and the small hairs on the leaves make this plant appear to be a more silvery gray color. A lot of times the hairs on the leaves in the silver color are very common to plants that are grown in a more desert or hot environment because that actually serves as a protector. That silver color basically helps reflect some of the sun, and so the leaf surface doesn't heat up as much, the leaf doesn't transpire as much water, so it's kind of a conservation of water factor here that we have our silvery appearance. Now, other things that can turn leaves different colors, over here on our purple heart we have a waxy coating, and you can see how I can just kind of rub that off. A lot of times plants that have a blue tint to them, like our blue spruce or blue hostas, have that waxy coating on there, and it will actually rub off. Now, something else that the purple heart has is it actually has purple color to it. And what happens there is there's actually chlorophyll present in that plant. You notice there's an underlying green color here to this plant, but there's also an additional pigment in there that kind of masks the green color. Now, variegation is another form that we see, and right here you can see we have water celery. Now, this particular one is called flamingo. We've grown this in our water garden before, but it also makes a nice annual bedding plant for a shady, kind of moist area. Now, here you can see we've got some cream colored variegation, also just a little bit of pink showing up here, but the white variegation that you see basically indicates that we lack chlorophyll altogether in that part of the leaf. That's why variegated plants, plants that have areas of the leaf that are actually white or sometimes just a little bit yellow, tend to grow a lot slower than their green-leaved counterparts. There's not as much chlorophyll there, they're not manufacturing as much food, so they're not growing as rapidly.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.